National Pharmacy Commission will be formed soon. Health Ministry released the draft. Emphasis will also be given to pharmacy education. RBI released data related to average wages. Rural laborers participated in the survey. National average income is only Rs 345.7 per day. Volcanic eruption at Mount Etna. Lava spread for several kilometers. Mount Etna is the most active volcano in Europe. Scientists make a big revelation about Eris. Information about its internal structure came to light. Eris is counted as a dwarf planet. And rare metal tantalum found in Punjab. Researchers at IIT Ropar made the discovery. It is used in many industries. Recently, the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has released the draft of the National Pharmacy Commission Bill 2023. The ministry has sought opinion from the public and stakeholders on this. This signals a transformational change in India's healthcare landscape. Its goal is to ensure equitable delivery of health services and accessible pharmacy services in the country. According to the ministry, through this bill, the Pharmacy Act of 1948 will be abolished or repealed. Also, the existing Pharmacy Council of India will be converted into a future-oriented National Pharmacy Commission. According to the ministry, the primary objective of this bill is to increase affordability and access to learning opportunities. Its objective is also to make the pharmacy education progressive. The bill envisages a strong educational framework to enable future pharmacy professionals to excel. This will enable pharmacy professionals to integrate innovative research and contribute to research efforts. It will also encourage them to maintain high ethical standards. Apart from this, a provision has been made in the bill to conduct periodic and transparent evaluation of pharmacy institutions. It also talks about facilitating the maintenance of pharmacy register for India. The bill proposes flexibility to adapt to changing needs and an effective grievance redressal mechanism. Let us tell you that the headquarters of the commission proposed in the bill will be in Delhi. This commission will consist of a chairman, 13 ex officio members and 14 part-time members. The central government will constitute 3 boards in the commission. These would include the Pharmacy Education Board, Pharmacy Assessment and Rating Board, Pharmacy Ethics and Registration Board. The bill would mandate every state government to constitute a state pharmacy commission within 1 year from the commencement of the Act. It will consist of a chairman, 4 ex officio members and 3 part-time members. This commission will function under state law and will play an important role in implementing the provisions of the Act. Recently, there has been a volcanic eruption in Mount Etna in Europe. This explosion was so terrible that the lava released out of it spread for several kilometers. However, the height of the southeast crater had been increasing steadily for months before the eruption. According to media reports, the amount of ash and smoke emanating from it is posing a threat to nearby cities. Let us tell you that Mount Etna is the most active volcano in Europe. It is situated on the island of Sicily in Italy. Its height is approximately 3,329 meters. However, it varies due to volcanic activities. Talking about volcanoes, according to the US Geological Survey, these are open spaces or holes on Earth's surface from where lava comes out. Volcanoes can be on both land and in the ocean. There are mainly 4 types of volcanoes. These include cinder cone volcanoes, stratovolcanoes, shield volcanoes, and lava dome volcanoes. The flow of lava varies in these different types of volcanoes. Let us tell you that the world's most active volcanoes are located in Pacific Ring of Fire. This includes New Zealand, Southeast Asia, Japan, and the western coast of America. About 90% of earthquakes worldwide occur in this region. Recently, RBI has released statistics related to average daily wage. According to the data by March 2023, the national average daily wage was Rs 345.7. Also, during the year 2022-23, the salary of agricultural laborers increased at an average rate of 5.8%. At the same time, the wages of non-agricultural laborers increased at the rate of 4.9%. Apart from this, RBI has also shared data related to the states. It has been told that in rural areas of Madhya Pradesh, male agricultural workers get a daily wage of only Rs 229.2, whereas in Gujarat this figure is Rs 241.9. At the same time in Kerala, which is called a developed state of India, the daily wage of a rural farm labourer has been recorded at Rs 764.3. According to the data, the lowest wages for male non-agricultural workers were in Madhya Pradesh. The average wage here is around Rs 246.3. At the same time, workers in Gujarat get a daily wage of Rs 273.1 and those in Tripura get Rs 280.6. Whereas the national average of non-agricultural workers is Rs 348. On the other hand, the daily wage of non-agricultural workers in Kerala has been recorded at Rs 696.6 per capita. The report shows that rural jobs are dependent on agriculture, which is influenced by the production of monsoonal crops, that is, Rabi and Kharif crops. At the same time, the demand for jobs under Manrega, that is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, has declined year after year. However, in the year 2022-23, this figure remains above the pre-pandemic level that shows the improvement in unorganized sectors. Despite a marked increase in economic activity, real rural wage growth remained almost stagnant in 2022-23. According to research published in the Nature Communications journal, major changes have been observed in the Earth's ionosphere due to gamma rays. According to this, the ionosphere remained affected for several hours due to these rays. Due to this, changes were also seen in the Earth's electric field. According to researchers, about 2 billion years ago, a big star far away from our galaxy was destroyed in a giant explosion. Due to this, a large burst of gamma rays was recorded. This explosion was so powerful that its disturbance was recorded in the lowest layers of the ionosphere. The burst contained the most energy of any wave in the electromagnetic spectrum, sweeping the universe and ultimately reached Earth last year. Let us tell you that these gamma rays encountered the Earth on October 9 last year. Its impact was observed on the atmosphere for about 13 minutes. This information was shared by the European Space Agency. It is noteworthy that the Earth's atmosphere is made up of a series of layers. Proceeding upwards from ground level, these layers are known as the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. The ionosphere is located between 80 and 400 kilometers in the atmosphere. Electrically charged particles called ions are found in it. Here the temperature increases with increase in altitude. Similarly, if we talk about gamma rays, these are one of the most energetic radiations in the universe. These usually result from large-scale astronomical events such as supernova explosions or collisions of black holes. Such events occur at great distances. However, the energy generated by them is so high that it can be felt on Earth. Recently, scientists have discovered strong evidence for the existence of unusual nitrogen-9 isotope. These findings challenges previous related explanations. It also presents a new idea on the structures of subatoms. Researchers have used a sophisticated experimental setup to investigate the existence of the nitrogen-9 isotope. In this, the experiments were conducted by targeting the atoms of beryllium-9 and oxygen-13. It is noteworthy that nitrogen-9 is considered unusual because its atomic nucleus has an unusual combination of 7 protons and 2 neutrons, whereas normal nitrogen generally has 7 protons and 7 neutrons. Nitrogen-9 contains an unusually high ratio of protons to neutrons. Its higher proton number makes it less stable. Its asymmetry has serious effects on the stability of the isotope. This affects its decay processes as well as overall behavior. In fact, common nitrogen elements have a balanced ratio for stability. Let us tell you that isotope is a type of chemical element. In these, the number of protons is same and the number of neutrons is different. These share similar chemical properties, whereas differ in mass and physical properties. This difference differentiates one isotope from another. Isotopes can have different properties and can be stable or unstable. Stable isotopes are those which do not emit radiation, whereas unstable isotopes are those which emit radiation. It is worth noting that unstable isotopes are also called radioisotopes. Unstable isotopes are short-lived and decay by releasing energy to achieve a more stable configuration. Recently, scientists have discovered the internal structure of the mysterious dwarf planet Eris. They gave this information on the basis of the study of Eris moon dysnomia. It is being told that there is rock under the ice on Eris. In fact, scientists are developing an understanding of Eris and its differences with Pluto thanks to their research. It is believed that there is a liquid ocean on Pluto whose outer part is icy and the bottom is rock. Let us tell you that Eris was discovered in the year 2005 as a dwarf planet in the outer solar system. It is similar in size to Pluto. Due to this, it is called Pluto's cosmic cousin. But it has unique characteristics which differentiate it from Pluto. The diameter of Eris is 2,326 kilometers, which is slightly smaller than Pluto's. Eris is located in the Kuiper belt at a distance of about 68 astronomical units from the Sun. The Kuiper belt is a ring of icy bodies just outside the planet Neptune. Rocks, ice cubes, comets, and dwarf planets are found in this belt. It is noteworthy that the dwarf planet was classified in the year 2006. Dwarf planets are those celestial bodies which revolve around the Sun. They follow orbital paths like the planets, but their orbits are irregular and elliptical. They are generally smaller than full-sized planets and larger than most asteroids. Only a nominal atmosphere is found on it, whereas on some, it is not found at all. It is noteworthy that Pluto is the most famous and largest dwarf planet in the solar system. Recently, a report has been released by WHO and CDC, that is US Center for Disease Control and Prevention. According to this, about 11 lakh children in India had missed the first dose of measles vaccine in 2022. This puts India among 10 countries with the highest number of children who did not receive the first shot of vaccine. The report also states that India is among the 37 countries that witnessed the worst outbreak of measles. It is noteworthy that in 2022, 40,967 measles cases were registered in India. The report shows that immunization against measles reached the lowest level since 2008 during the pandemic globally. This has led to an 18% rise in measles cases. At the same time, a 43% increase in deaths due to measles was recorded in the year 2022. Let us tell you that measles is a contagious airborne disease. It is caused by a virus of the paramyxovirus family. It usually spreads through direct contact and air. It spreads through breathing, coughing, or sneezing of an infected person. It first infects the respiratory system and then spreads throughout the body. It is worth noting that measles can affect anyone, but children are most affected by it. If we talk about its symptoms, these usually appear 10 to 14 days after a person exposed to the virus. Its initial symptoms last for 4 to 7 days. These include skin rash, running nose, cough, red eyes, and small white spots inside the cheeks. It is noteworthy that there is no specific treatment for measles. To avoid this, a person must pay attention to care, comfort, and complications. However, the most effective way to prevent measles is vaccination. For information, let us tell you that in India, the vaccination for measles is covered under Mission Indradhanush. It was started on December 25, 2014. This is a booster vaccination program of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. It was launched in 201 districts with low vaccination coverage. Recently, rare metal tantalum has been detected in Punjab by researchers of IIT Ropar. This metal has been found in the sand on the banks of Satluj River in Punjab. It is noteworthy that the atomic number of rare metal tantalum is 73. This grey-colored metal is very hard and heavy. It forms an oxide layer when exposed to air, which is extremely difficult to remove. Also, it is considered a corrosion-resistant metal. According to researchers, tantalum is ductile. This means that it can be stretched into thin wire or thread without breaking. Besides, the melting point of tantalum is also high. This rare metal is almost completely immune to chemical attack at temperatures below 150 degrees Celsius. However, some chemical elements have a negative effect on it. These chemical elements include hydrofluoric acid, acids containing fluoride ions, and free sulfur trioxide. Talking about the use of tantalum, it is most used in the electronic field. Capacitors made from it can store more electricity than any other type of capacitor. For this reason, it is used in portable electronic devices like smartphones, laptops, and digital cameras. Since tantalum has a high melting point, it is also often used as a substitute for platinum. It is also used for manufacturing chemical plants, nuclear power plants, airplanes, and missiles. Additionally, tantalum does not react with bodily fluids. Due to this, it is used to make surgical instruments like artificial joints. It is noteworthy that tantalum was discovered by Swedish chemist Anders Gustav Eckenberg in the year 1802. Recently, NASA has shared a photo taken from the International Space Station. In this, the Earth appeared to be radiating the air glow, with the Moon laid nearly at the center above the surface. NASA has said that air glow outlines the atmosphere above the Earth's surface in a yellow shade. Let us tell you that air glow is the natural glow of the Earth's atmosphere. It occurs when atoms and molecules in the upper atmosphere emit light to release their excess energy. In this, atoms and molecules ionized by sunlight collide with a free electron. Due to constant collision, these atoms emit a particle of light which is called a photon. This makes the phenomenon look similar to aurora. Auroras are driven by high-energy particles originating from solar wind, whereas air glows are activated by normal day-to-day solar radiation. Air glow, unlike aurora, does not exhibit arc-like structures. Its occurrence can be seen at any time and at any latitude around the world. These have different day brightness, twilight brightness, and evening brightness. It is noteworthy that air glow provides information about the temperature, density, and composition of the Earth's upper atmosphere. It also gives information about the movement of particles in this area. Recently, India-Australia 2+2 talks have been held in New Delhi. Defense ministers and foreign ministers of both the countries participated in this dialogue. Apart from this, India's Defense Minister Rajnath Singh and Australia's Defense Minister Richard Marles also participated in this bilateral meeting. In this meeting, discussions were held to increase defense cooperation between the two countries. The Defense Ministry said both sides are in the final stages of discussions to give practical shape to hydrography cooperation and air-to-air refueling cooperation. It is noteworthy that hydrography is a branch of science in which the measurement and description of physical characteristics of oceans, seas, coastal areas, lakes, and rivers is studied. Under this, mainly the surface inside water bodies is studied. Apart from this, predictions are also made about the changes in sea level over time, which are mainly related to the safety of navigation. Apart from this, all other maritime activities including economic development, security and defense, scientific research and environmental protection are also studied under it. At the same time, air-to-air refueling means that when the fuel in the aircraft runs out, the aircraft does not have to come to the ground for refueling, and the fuel can be refilled in the sky itself by a tanker aircraft. Through this technology, time can be saved during adverse circumstances such as war and disaster, etc. Let us tell you that an aircraft which is carrying fuel separately in addition to its requirement is called a tanker aircraft. Recently, new research has been shared regarding algae groups. It has been published in Frontiers in Microbiology. According to research, an alga called Picocystis salinarum can survive even in harsh conditions. This organism can survive in hyperosmotic conditions, that is highly saline area, with the help of physical adaptations. It is noteworthy that this is the smallest green algae found in the algae group. According to the research, the process of photosynthesis is possible in alkaline lakes even under extremely adverse conditions. This specific green-colored organism enhances photosynthesis with chaperone proteins in high salinity area. It is noteworthy that this process of photosynthesis shown in very alkaline conditions is important. This is because in most photosynthetic organisms, this activity is suppressed under photosynthesis hyperosmotic conditions. Let us tell you that hyperosmotic is a process in which the osmolality of the external fluid is higher than the osmolality of the internal fluid. In simpler words, in this, more pressure is applied or pushed on liquid through a membrane. Hyperosmotic is a form of osmotic process. Talking about chaperone, it is a group of proteins. It has functional similarity which helps in folding of proteins. Let us tell you that an organism called Picocystis salinarum is found widely in alkaline lakes all over the world. According to media reports, this creature was first found in a saltwater pond in the United States. It was seen for the first time in India in the Sambhar Lake. Recently, UNEP or United Nations Environment Programme has released Emission Gap Report 2023. According to this, the global average temperature could rise about 3 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels by the end of this century. This can happen despite the pledges of the targets set under the Paris Agreement. The main reasons for this increase in temperature are considered to be global warming and greenhouse gas emissions. This is leading to a sharp increase in extreme weather events. In such a situation, this report points to the urgent need for climate action. The report shows that emissions have also risen since the signing of the Paris Agreement in 2015. Based on current policies, greenhouse gas emissions are projected to increase by 16% in 2030, whereas currently the estimated growth is 3%. According to the report, projected greenhouse gas emissions still need to be reduced by 28% for 2 degrees Celsius of the Paris Agreement and 42% for 1.5 degrees Celsius. Let us tell you that Emission Gap Report is released every year by UNEP. It monitors countries' commitments to limit global emissions to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Each edition explores ways to close the emissions gap. This year, it is the 14th edition of the report. This edition brings together top climate scientists to explore future trends in greenhouse gas emissions and potential solutions to global warming challenges. It is noteworthy that the United Nations Climate Summit or COP28 will be organized in Dubai. This conference will focus on maintaining the temperature rise target of 1.5 degrees Celsius of the Paris Agreement. After the news, now let's take a look at 5 questions related to the bulletin. Questions based on today's bulletin are: first question is, consider the following statements regarding Mount Etna. 1. It is located in the Pacific Ring of Fire. 2. It is dormant volcano in Europe. Which of the above statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, both, 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. Next question is, consider the following statements with reference to measles. 1. It is an infectious airborne disease. 2. Its spread is caused by a virus of the paramyxovirus family. 3. It does not affect the respiratory system. How many of the above statements are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none. Next question is, consider the following statements with reference to Eris. 1. It was discovered as a dwarf planet in the year 2005. 2. It is located in the Kuiper belt. Which of the above statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. Next question is, consider the following statements regarding nitrogen-9 isotope. 1. It is characterized by an unusually high proton to neutron ratio. 2. Its decay process is not affected by the unusual asymmetry of protons and neutrons. Which of the above statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. Last question is, consider the following statements with reference to tantalum. 1. Its melting point is very high. 2. It is used in surgical instruments and implants. Which of the above statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. But while moving on, let us look at some small but important news. Recently, Indira Gandhi Award 2022 for Peace, Disarmament and Development was awarded. This year, the award was jointly presented to the Indian Medical Association and the Trained Nurses Association of India as representatives of the COVID-19 warriors. Let us tell you that this Indira Gandhi Award is given in the memory of former Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi. This award was started in the year 1986, established by the Indira Gandhi Memorial Trust. This award is given every year to a person who has made significant contribution in the field of social service, disarmament or development. Under this award, the winner is awarded Rs 25 lakh, a trophy and a citation. Recently, Indian comedian Veer Das was awarded the International Emmy Award. Veer Das was given this award for Veer Das landing, and with this, he became the first Indian to win this award. However, he was given this award jointly with Derry Girl Season 3. In this award show, Indian producer Ekta Kapoor was given the International Directorate Award, while the Delhi crime actress Shefali Shah's name was also included in the nomination list for Best Actress, although she could not win this award. Recently, the Joint Special Forces exercise Vajra Prahar started between India and the United States of America. This exercise is being conducted from 21st November to 11 December in Umroi Cantonment area of Meghalaya. It is noteworthy that this joint exercise was started in the year 2010, and this year the 14th edition of this exercise is being organized. During this joint exercise, both sides will jointly plan and rehearse special operations, counter-terrorism operations, conventional air operations and military exercises in mountainous terrain. Recently, a meeting of International Tropical Timber Council, that is ITTC, was organized. In this meeting, concern was expressed about the condition of forests around the world in the background of climate change and biodiversity. Also, Council member states agreed to support 8 projects related to sustainable forest management and related objectives. Apart from this, a budget of $7.1 million for the upcoming financial year 2024-25 was also approved in this meeting. It is noteworthy that ITTC is the governing body of the International Tropical Timber Organization, whose objective is to promote the sustainable management and conservation of tropical forests. Recently, Australia's Foreign Minister Penny Wong started the Maitri Fellowship Program. Australian Foreign Minister announced this program while addressing the youth at Lady Shri Ram College. Under this program, Indian students involved in research work can work at a think tank in Australia for 6 months to 2 years, or rather, they can get support from them in their research work, and in the same way, students involved in research work in Australia can take cooperation from Think Tank of India for the same period. Recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired the virtually organized G20 group. It is noteworthy that the presidency of G20 was handed over to India for the year 2022-23, which is ending on 30 November. Brazil will preside over this organization for the next 1 year. The G20 Troika will include India, Brazil and South Africa during Brazil's presidency in 2024. Let us tell you that the G20 Troika includes the president countries of the last year, present and coming year. Recently, a 2-day Bengal Global Business Summit was organized in Kolkata, the capital of West Bengal. Industrialists and business tycoons from 17 countries participated in this summit. More than 100 MOUs were signed during this summit. It is noteworthy that this was the 7th edition of this summit. During its conclusion, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee announced former Indian cricket captain Sourav Ganguly as the brand ambassador of the state. Recently, Miss Universe 2023 competition was held in El Salvador. In this competition, Shanice Palacios of Nicaragua won the title of Miss Universe. Shanice Palacios has become the first woman from Nicaragua to win this title. It is noteworthy that this year was the 72nd edition of this competition. The Miss Universe title was first used by the International Pageant of Pulchritude in the year 1926. The competition was held every year until 1935, but was postponed after the outbreak of World War II. Later, this competition was started again from the year 1952. Recently, a 2-day Global Fisheries Conference 2023 was organized in Ahmedabad. This conference was organized on World Fisheries Day on 21st November. The theme was celebrating fisheries and aquaculture wealth. The objective of the conference was to bring together key national and international stakeholders for meaningful discussions, market insights and networking, and to act as a platform to formulate a roadmap for sustainable development. The event was organized by the Central Department of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, in which Fisheries Minister, ambassador, scientists, policymakers, fishing community and investors participated.